This is a special presentation of EA Sports from the Coliseum in Oakland, our tribute to the coach, the John Madden legacy game. We're going to tell the story of a man who was truly larger than life and whose impact on the sport of football certainly is going to live on for decades and decades to come. Now, we've assembled a couple of rosters featuring some of Coach's favorite players from both yesterday and today, and Coach himself will be on the sidelines for both squads, trying to motivate his guys to victory. I'm joined now by my good friend Charles Davis. CD, your thoughts on John Madden and what he meant to the sport he loved so much?
For me, Brandon, it's the word joy. He brought that to the game of football, brought the game to so many people. He stayed involved his entire life. And moving forward, when you think of football, you're always going to...
One time for old times. What do you say we play some football as we are underway from Oakland in the John Madden legacy game? And some good special teams on each sideline. So the man coaching this NFC squad, we'll call him Young John Madden.
Yeah, you think back to that period, those early days as the coach of the Raiders, the late 60s in the AFL and then in the NFL in the early 70s. Coach was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps, one of the first to film practice, because he wanted to practice coaching as much as he could.
We mentioned at the top, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And, you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also
later Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Played well enough that in 1958, he was a 21st round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, the draft had 30 rounds then.
Now on third down.
Try the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up.
Now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he will not make it. They stop. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. They stay on the ground with Allen. And this time he is in. Marcus Allen punching it in from a yard away. And the AFC has taken the early lead. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive?
I think if you asked him to omit any of his Raiders players, there's a good chance the guy he'd select would be Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is always smiling. He's always laughing. He's always talking to someone. He remembers that it's a game. And if it's a game, you should have fun.
And Brandon, that always reminds me of it.
But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp. Actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by the 13-time Pro Bowler Ray Lewis. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and an AFC touchdown. Well, the offense, Charles, they were flirting with disaster, already backed up deep in their own territory. So the interception and the pick six ensued. That was a big play.
It certainly was. And quickly. And once he saw that he had open field, there's no way he's going to let that opportunity slip away, and finds his way into the end zone.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Here comes Devin Hester, bringing it out. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. 20. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, NFC. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And that'll make our your score, 14-7.
7-on-7 game, but he said no chance. He would not sign off on it. He wanted to be as realistic as possible. He told him, call me when it's 11 on 11.
Start the fourth. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Another run here with Sanders. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. So, CD, you look at the accumulation of John Madden's achievements in the world of football, the coaching success, the Super Bowl title, the incredible career as a broadcaster with 12 Emmy Awards, Madden the video game. It was very fitting back in 2006 that John Madden got the call to be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A more deserving person you will not find. He gave an incredible speech on that day, Brandon. So many of his former Raider players were in attendance. He talked about how he envisioned that when the last person turns off the lights in the hall every night, that the bus talk football amongst themselves. And what a discussion that might be.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown, NFC. Cooper Kupp, a 24-yard touchdown. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Now to try to add the extra point, the lefty Anderson. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass.